If you're a busy professional man who tried dieting, counting calories, relying on your willpower, but you're not losing weight and keep it off, it's because you're not following the same 3-step formula that I'm sharing in this video that helped me lose 60 pounds and keep it off for 13 years and made weight loss easy. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I'm making a new video about weight loss for men every single week. I use these strategies to help men just like you lose up to 60 pounds and finally escape the yo-yo dieting cycle. If you're tired of constantly losing and gaining the same weight, I want to help you get to your healthy self without giving up the foods that you love. I started out with having two identities that I had to work with. The first one was my old identity, where I was someone who's been overweight my whole life, having a lot of limiting beliefs that made me think that that was the only thing that I was used to. So by having all these cravings, for example, after I've been going from home and I am a lot of stressed and I need to rewire how to feel my de-stress, so I was just binging a lot, and that made me realize that I needed to change. And the new version of myself, which is a new identity, I made sure that I write it down into my journal about the kind of person that I wanted to become. And that person is someone who is more confident, fit, lean and toned, and having a lot of competence when it comes to figuring out how to actually lose weight. And what I wanted to learn from is someone who is similar to that person. So I hired a fitness coach who was able to help me get the same physique as for example, the Jeff Side, or someone who is very Greek god figure, like beautiful physique. And I asked myself, how can I work towards getting these competence to be able to work towards that, and how does that person feel? And first I figured out, okay, I need to understand like what are macros. In order to figure out how to lose weight specifically, you need to have a maintenance calories. I learned about that, and then I learned about what calorie deficit is. In order to lose weight all around your body, you need to follow a calorie restricted diet and having a high protein diet of 40%. 45% of daily calories come from high protein, and then you having 40% of the daily calories come from carbs. And how the person specifically is feeling and being is just the more competent you are when it comes to, for example, weight loss, the more you are able to become that person. So it's also about understanding like how you are going to become that person. That is by doing the steps, just by following the steps that my coach laid out to me. In the beginning, I was working out 5 times in the gym with having for example, workout plan designed with compound movements, 2 compound movements where I am using more muscles to target one specific muscle. For example, when I'm working out my chest, I'm working out the upper part of my chest, and then I'm also working out the triceps, because that's just what compound movements are doing. And then I'm going over to something that's called isolation movement, where I am hitting the chest from other areas of, for example, it could be like the cable flies, where I'm targeting the lower part of the chest. So by understanding like how our workout plan is designed, you are able to also work towards a new version of yourself. It's about all the plans that your coach has been laid out, for example, the workout plan and the diet plan, and also let's say 6,000 steps a day and 4 times of cardio on a stationary bike, where there's some resistance, you burn even more calories. Because in order to lose weight even faster, you need to have a calorie deficit diet of 300-500 calories and following that every single day in order to lose 1 pound. But able to lose 2 pounds, you need to expend even more calories by, for example, walking more, doing more cardio, 20 minutes on a stationary bike with a heart rate of 120. So by that, you are able to lose 2 pounds even more. And you always want to ask yourself, if you are going to be able to get to that, what are your actions aligning to? Is also about, if you're having a lot of cravings and you are, for example, trying to go to the supermarket, you're going through the mall and you're seeing there's a lot of chips and it's on discount and you want to buy that, but you also want to stop yourself and thinking, this step I'm doing, is that going towards the new identity that I want to become? So it's always about stopping yourself before you are hitting the plateau. And the biggest part of the cravings, for example, if you are someone who is an ambitious professional man at your heaviest weight, you feel exhausted, tired of just doing the same things and you're not seeing the results, it's just because you're always going back to your old habits with your identity. So that's just the first lesson that I want to share with you. If you want to lose the weight for good and become the most healthiest version of yourself, just like you saw with me and my client transformation beginning of the video, there's a link in the description and also in the comment section where you can apply for coaching with me, and we'll see if you and I are fit to work together. The next part is about habit building, because if you already know the kind of person that you want and you already laid out your workout plan, your diet plan, and for example the cardio and the amount of steps, is about making your everyday life in such a way that you are not thinking about the small steps that you are taking. For example, the thing that I realized is if I wanted to map out a workout program that is designed to my life, I am just looking around my calendar. I'm thinking, what kind of shit don't I need to do every single day? I necessarily don't need to watch 3 hours of Netflix. Let's imagine I'm working 8 to 4 p.m. I usually like to wake up early, like 5 a.m. and then I'm going to the gym because it's easier for me to have a lot of energy in the morning, and I'm utilizing that energy for something that I really am passionate about, and that is losing weight. So the way that I am going to the gym and going to work afterwards is that the day before I am having my workout plan that's on my phone and all the exercise with a link to the YouTube video, because I'm studying to how to execute the workout plan the right way and target a specific muscle that I want to work. And then I'm also having notes where I can type in the notes if I'm performing. Let's say you want to build more muscle, and by having more muscle mass you are losing fat faster. You're doing that, for example, by saying that 10 to 12 reps is the amount of reps that you want to do every single rep, every single set. And then if you're only able to perform 10 reps, then you are writing that down, and then you want to increase the weight with 2.5 kilos, because you always want to use progressive overload in order to lose weight even faster and build more muscle. And then it's just about, if you are still at the place where you're feeling a lot of cravings, especially in the mornings or maybe late at night, it's about drinking 4-5 liters of water that can help you reduce the cravings and feel fuller, because if you're in a calorie deficit, you are just automatically feeling fuller, and also you're automatically feeling more hungry. So it's just about tricking your brain, and also drinking black coffee. That is also reducing the hunger levels, because if you're doing it that way, you are not feeling an urge to give into your cravings. It's all about controlling the brain and also the cravings. And especially if you are someone who is working out in the morning and then you're going to work like 8 hours, you always want to rewire, brainwash your brain so you're not giving into the cravings. Because if you are at work, let's imagine that you are in an office where there's a lot of temptations with cakes all around you, or beverage with a lot of sugar, then you want to have your meals prepared. The way that I've been noticing that when I'm working out and I'm using a lot of energy for working out, I am feeling depleted after my workout. What I'm usually doing is that you want to take advantage of something that's called protein synthesis, where you are breaking down the muscle tissue through weight training, and then you are in a place where you are creating some great food that is going to into your muscle, and then you are rebuilding these muscle tissues. So you have at least 30 grams of protein and 40 grams of carbs. It could be fast digestible carbs. It could, for example, be it could be a banana, and it can also be a lean chicken club sandwich and a protein shaker and a protein bar. So you're getting enough food afterwards, so you are able to replenish yourself, and then you're able to work. And then 3 hours later, you are having your first meal. That could be lunch, where you are also having 30 grams of, for example, protein and 40 grams of carbs. And that could, for example, be a pasta bolognese dish, where you're having that, putting it into a microwave, and then you just eating that with your colleagues, because you want to have your meals prepared, taken with you, so you're not able to guess that, thinking, okay, I really need to want to eat this. Because if you are going on impulse and you are just eating whatever you feel like on the moment, you are not able to stick to your calorie deficit, because calorie deficit and losing weight is just going hand in hand. If you're not able to sustain this calorie deficit over a long period of time, you're not able to lose weight. But being in a calorie deficit, you are able to lose weight all around your body, and it's just about controlling your brain and willpower, and also thinking that do my action lead me to the person that I really become? Because if it's not, maybe it's going back to the old self. And that's also why a lot of you people, especially you at your heavy weight, feeling exhausted and hate how you look yourself in the mirror and pictures, avoiding social events, because you're just giving back to your old self and you just keep doing the same dumb habits that you've been doing for 10-20 years that led to the point where you are right now. You're not able to fit the clothes that you want, and feeling embarrassed. Maybe you are embarrassed feeling naked when you are with your wife and you don't want to have sex anymore. And that is just the reason why I'm so passionate about you actually stop bullshitting yourself and put your shit together and do something about it. Third habit is that I stopped being a people pleaser, because when I was someone who was saying yes to everyone, with going out, eating all the time, and to temptations at work, I was saying no to myself. In order to lose weight and keep it off for good, you are not able to eat all this shit all the time, because if you are thinking that your body is like a machine where it needs the right nutrition, and if you're not even know the kind of nutrition your body needs, it's like you're not able to understand the kind of machine you are. If you are fueling your body with a lot of junk food, you're not fueling your body with the right nutrition that enables you to perform in the gym, working out with strength training, and have enough energy for cardio, and also walking 6,000, 8,000 steps, and also afterwards going to work. If you are eating a lot of sugary foods and fast digestible carbs, it could be muesli bars, whole white bread, you are getting some energy, but you're feeling instantly hungry afterwards, and your energy is just crashing down. And that it makes it difficult for you to maintain your calorie deficit, because you're just feeling hungry all the time. So by you actually thinking that is a better way to, for example, tricking your brain by, for example, you can drink more water. 4 or 5 liters of water is easily done by just spacing out throughout the day, and just also you are flushing out all the toxins in your body, and also making your skin look more healthy, and you're also having better focus, and that helps you, especially when you are at work and you want to focusing on your work and trying to get more career opportunities. And that also impacts your income, because it's just a way for you to get the promotions that you want by performing better. By being a people pleaser, you're not able to sustain your calorie deficit, because if you are always eating all the shitty foods, you are just erasing your calorie deficit. Let's imagine that you've been following a calorie deficit of 300-500 calories through the diet, and then you've been working your ass off in the gym with strength training 5 times a week, and you've been going 8-10,000 steps a day, and also using cardio where you're burning, let's say you're doing 4 or 5 cardio sessions a week. All the calorie deficit of, let's say, 7,000 calorie deficits that you've been creating, that is going to be erased if you are just instantly saying yes to all the crappy foods throughout the day. And that is also the reason why that you are trying to eat healthy, but then you're eating shit, and then you are losing weight, you're gaining weight, and that is so exhausting. And no matter what diet that you are trying, it's just the same old things, because you are eating some foods that you normally want for a couple of days, and then you're going back to your old habits, and that makes you regain all the weight, and it makes you feel less confident, because you're seeing that the amount of weight that you are taking on is making your waistline bigger. Your wife is feeling not attracted to you, because you're just not feeling like the old person that you used to be, or maybe you've never been that person. You don't recognize yourself when you look yourself in the mirror anymore, and that is the reason why that it pushes you to actually make a change, because you're just tired of you being at your most unhealthy self, having like high blood pressure, doctors saying that you need to take your shit together and start losing weight, because it's just very unhealthy. You have heart diseases, and you're just not feeling that the person that you are anymore. You need to make a change right now. If you want to lose the weight for good and become the most healthiest version of yourself, just like you saw with me and my client transformation in the beginning of the video, there's a link in the description and also in the comment section where you can apply for coaching with me, and we'll see if you and I are fit to work together. I look forward to help you build a game